We're live.
Whatever you do, just don't tell him I don't have a joke, because that'll be really embarrassing if I can't perform on demand. I mean, I know I'm over 40 and all, and it's not as easy as it used to be, but dang it, if word gets out that I just can't give what needs to be given, I don't know how I'll survive that humiliation. Oh, fuck. Roll that footage.
Fab Studios presents Figure Action. That one's me.
That one's
just embarrassing.
Well,
terrible.
you may be embarrassed, but at least it's Thursday, and you're hanging out with us and all those cool folks over in the chat hanging out with us. We already got we got Lance Park in here. Lance told me
Lance.
he is going to be off on Thursdays, so he'll be back in the chat squad to harass us. Hopefully we can get him on really soon. I know he actually wants to collaborate and do a ranking, which I think will be a really fun activity. We got.
I mean, to tell me about which figure, like Astrobots, are the most overrated,
Hey, Michael
or what
Rogers.
television show like Letterkenny is overrated, or no. I'm declaring war.
He actually wants to rank Armada figures, go through that Unicron trilogy, and do our score from an S to an F. So, but we're not going to do mini cons.
Oh, that's easy. Sideswipe sucked. Demolisher sucked. No, not Demolisher. Scavenger. Yeah. Scavenger sucked. His repaint sucked, and Hotshot sucked. Everything else was serviceable.
We'll have to save it for the ranking video. We got Kato in here hanging out with us, along with a bunch of other cool folks. TF Hustler saying it's party time. Hell yeah, it is party time. And Lance is pushing back. You take that letter. Can he comment back, Dave?
He knows I like letter. I mean, just go watch a Mennonite clip and you'll be happy.
Anyway, as I mentioned, it's Thursday. If you're watching this here live, pop in that live chat. We'll be hanging out and talking with y'all and highlighting your comments throughout the course of tonight's episode. It's actually kind of a light news week. We're going to be talking about some of the stuff we couldn't get to with all the PulseCon stuff last week. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff. We're going to talk about that new Eternia set and give us a little pulse check on the HasLab. The Robbie Ray's HasLab. So, before we get into it, make sure you slam that like button. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. You ring that notification bell. And check out our link in the description below to our Teespring store. You can get a lot of cool shirts. Some designed by Mr. Joe Crab, one by myself, one by Dave. After October wraps up, I'll try and get another design up there. We'll do a giveaway when that happens, so stay tuned on that. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's find out how everybody's doing. If you got anything cool this week, we'll start off with a man he claims to be a struggling YouTuber, but he's starting to ramp up on his views. Dave, how the hell you doing?
Hold on here. Where's my little banner thing here? I'm doing okay. Yeah, Armada was not great except for, when Starscream died.
Effortless random is not missing much.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but
Torture
anyway,
is a hard watch.
Yeah. Well, Cybertron Galaxy Force, yes, was the best cartoon because it was actually not part of the same continuity. Armada and Energon, or Superlink, and whatever the hell they called it in Japan, they were actually direct sequels to each other. Cybertron was done by Studio Madhouse, completely different animation company, completely different writing team, and yes, it was so much better. It actually has my second favorite Starscream of all time in it. But I digress.
It still was connected because
Hasbro forced it to be connected.
Hasbro made that happen, and they like the Unicron armor and all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you ever watch the Japanese version, none of that was in it. I watched the fan sub when it came out back then because I was trying to be not quite being a hipster, but I was trying to be that nerd. I watched Gundam subtitles too, damn it. But I didn't get too much. I actually only have 2 figures since last time we met, and I picked them up on Tuesday. I got the Blue Marvel from the Controller Wave because that's apparently all that's been here in North Carolina is literally Blue Marbles. And I found Riri Williams, who I was going to pass on because I'm pretty much done with MCU, but this mech suit is pretty much I can fit in with anything and it will look really good on a flight stand. So that's my stuff, and I'm not chucking them anywhere because I ain't knocking over any figures no more.
Never forget that Power Rangers incident. Well,
was
next
like
up,
2 weeks ago. Yeah,
it was 2 weeks ago. I still have to clip that.
wake up,
T-Man.
T-Man.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm distracted because I've been reading this magazine. The Lego Optimus Prime. It's a real literal magazine. Like probably bigger than a lot of Game Pro before they went out of business
anymore, sadly.
Thank you, Michael Rogers. But what did I get? Well, one thing I got was some twins. And they are fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. One of them is Tomax. Tomax, I'm going to have to do something about his knees.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Somebody else. One of my subscribers.
I said I forgot I got like the Joes you're about to mention. I got all those too. It's just I forgot I already filed them onto the shelf of unopenedness.
Somebody else told me their knees were at least on one of their guys too. And I got
that was me.
Stalker, Lonzo. He's one mean motherfucker. I did get Speedball. I've been messing with him at work the past couple of days, and I've left him on my freaking desk the past couple of days. So now I have 3 of this guy. I don't give 2 craps about the controller because I don't know who he is. But now I have almost a whole body. What you say?
Is that the Thanos body?
I don't think so. It has pinless knees.
Yeah.
It might be some type of retool, but it feels way hollower than any previous. The Build-A-Figures that came out 6-7 years ago, this is way hollower. Like even the legs, I can hear the hollowness in there, and they used to be solid.
Yeah, they definitely were dense plastic in the day.
Well,
not even
Hasbro CEO wants to get us 50% more profit.
Yep.
Mike Rogers says he's chroming his twins this Sunday. So I want to see how that turns out because that
sounds kind of creepy.
This just came in today. The bombastic bag man. Who I'm debating on whether I'm even going to open it because it's just the Pizza Spidey body. Well, mostly Pizza Spidey, but with the Reed Richards torso. So, yeah, if you got Reed Richards, you know what to expect.
I would say open it. Toys aren't fun when they're in their box. Toys aren't fun when they're left in their box.
I might just put them on the wall or something. He'll be fun right there. I did get 40th He-Man because of their sales that Target has going on. Target has this sale where if you spend $50, you get $10 off. You spend $100, you get $25 off. I think it ends tomorrow.
Yes.
But
or Saturday.
Also, I have a
and Sunday Mojo will
where...
show up here. I said, and Sunday Mojo will show up here.
No. Yeah, speaking of that, I have a personalized deal where if I spend $35 on 4 different occasions, I'll get $15 credit. So I'm 3 purchases into that. That's another reason why I bought this. But besides me wanting it, my replacement Renew Your Vows shipped within that time frame, and they charged me, and that didn't get credited as one of my purchases. And I didn't get the 10% off. But I found Mr. T on clearance for half off, so that made me get him.
I want to see that review.
I knew he came with the 2 heads, but I didn't pay attention to that. But I was thinking now that I'm really fully paying attention. If I replace a Roadblock's head, I don't have to leave this body headless. So that is really cool. And I did get the Princess of Power, She-Ra, and her arch nemesis, Hordak.
I didn't realize they had 40th stickers on there as well.
Yep.
Hordak looks pretty epic.
I think they tried to put some elements in there that resemble the old toys a bit. Well, Hordak is Hordak, so that is what it is. But I believe that's it. How are you, Zero?
Well, to put it bluntly, I'm tired. It's been, for anybody that's been following me knows I've been working a lot lately, and we're getting ready to go live with the project. So this has been a very long week, and it's going to be a very long month. They're telling us today, that last weekend in October, the 30th, they're like, don't make any plans. You will probably be online all day. So, yeah, not really looking forward to that. And the weather changing. What's that?
I said that sucks.
It does suck. With the weather changing, I'm not feeling all the best, but I got my flu shot, so hopefully won't get the flu. Though I did find out that I likely will have to have surgery in the beginning of the year on my shoulder, so that sucks. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully it's just minimally invasive, and I'm out in a day, but there's a chance that I'll be laid out in the early beginning of the year. So
that's what you get for carrying the show on your shoulders the whole time.
Yeah, right. So, as for me, I got some good acquisitions this week. I say that as a piece of Mojo falls off. I got Mojo on that Target deal. This is such a fun figure. It's probably it's funny. Like, I got MODOK last year, and he wasn't that. You didn't really have to do much to get him put together. I was surprised how many pieces this guy came in.
Yeah.
And I feel like it doesn't seem like the stores are getting that many of them, so I'm curious what's going to happen. Like, MODOK went on deep discount, but I'm kind of curious what's going to happen with Mojo, because this is way heavier and way more involved in whoever designed these legs. I wish that they did Iron Spidey, because these legs are what I wanted in the Waldos. Like, every joint moves the way it should. You get really dynamic poses. They feel substantial. Everything on this figure feels substantial.
Even the claws.
Yeah, and the only thing I wish that this was a bendy. I wish this was a bendy wire. But
and like the way that comes separate in the box, there's no way they could have made it a builder figure, because those pieces are too big to fit into the individual boxes.
Especially his gut is it's like a very pliable, squishy material over hard plastic. So this is very very, very well made figure. I wish his head had more articulation. That's like one of the, his chin really gets in the way. I wish maybe this dumbbell post was a little bit longer, but otherwise can't recommend this one enough. I had my Joe Overload. I got my Viper packs. Been having a good time messing with them, but on mine, I don't know if you have this issue, T, but the goggles just don't want to stay on the helmets. I mean, when I have them on a shelf, I don't see it being a big deal. But
I didn't get mine. Didn't ship.
Oh shit, that's
what
right.
In the world? I ordered it before I even put the link out, and I can see that several people that I ordered through my link has shipped, and then it was available yesterday.
Yeah,
straight up available. So I'm like, why haven't they charged me for this thing yet?
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. I would say maybe reorder it.
Yeah, I'm about to.
Yeah.
I was thinking last night, I was like, as soon as I reorder it, they're going to charge me twice.
And then Tomax, Zaymont, and Stalker. Stalker's a must buy. Stalker is absolutely a must buy. Twins are good. They should have been a 2-pack. They don't come with enough stuff. That's my review.
Yes.
And I get that they don't have the accessories. When Mike said he's chroming his, I can see why, because silver paint would have, I mean, if they didn't have the accessory budget for these guys, because they're plain, they don't have a lot of armor. They have like this sash piece that all you have to do to get it on or off is take the head off. They don't have backpacks. They just have 2 knives and a gun. And yeah, the gun has a silencer and a magazine on it, but still, I've seen a lot more involved figures. I mean,
You see,
Stalker.
I'm not complaining because as long as it keeps that average price around that $20, $22 one, if they want to lay some characters heavier with accessories and others not, but it keeps that average price good, I'm happy.
I mean, even still, the twins were important characters, and I just feel silver paint would have gone a long way. I mean, it's funny, like on camera, like the shin armor looks like it's painted, but in person, it is just dull gray plastic.
I'm just saying, as long as it keeps that price point down there, better than a freaking $30 Marvel Legend that has 2/3 less.
Now that y'all have it in my brain, it never bothered me, to be honest. But y'all got it in my brain now.
Oh, good. You ruined it for T-Man.
Much like T, I get 40 T-Man. This is a cool figure, though. I wish he had soft goods loincloth, because this loincloth hinders the forward leg articulation.
Push it.
Yeah, I have pushed him. I wish he had like drop down hips, or I wish he had like just soft goods would have done him a world of good. But for the price point, it's good. And lastly, thanks to T-Man, check out his review. I got the final Ninja Ranger, so I'm done with my Ninja Rangers. So, give me let's see, we need Rito, we need Squat and Babu, Ivan Ooze, Balkan Skull, and then whatever little random monsters, and we're good with MMPR.
Monster version of Scorpina.
Yeah, the monster version of Scorpina, they could definitely do as a monster set. Honestly, if they did Rito and the monster version of Scorpina in a 2-pack, that would make a lot of sense. So they do. I mean, Squat and Babu have to be a 2-pack. And then, yeah, if they did Rito and Scorpina, Balkan Skull, that would be awesome. The only other thing I'd maybe want would be, the civilian clothes Rangers, So, yeah. But yeah, other than that, that was all I got for the week. Looking forward to a quiet weekend. Game I've been looking forward to is coming out on Xbox. Scorn. It's been a while since I got to play a good hard game. Yeah, as Jose Cortez points out, smash that like button before we get into that news.
Yeah.
So
this is bag 1, and it took me an hour.
It took you an hour.
Yes.
Damn. And Winston, definitely hope you're feeling better on your road to recovery, man.
I'm seeing in the chat the discussion of Effortlessly and Lance are talking about his name, about how uncommon Lance's name is, which is kind of true. But back in the medieval days, a lot more people were named Lancelot.
I have a cousin named Lance.
I like it.
Oh, we got TM reviews in the house. But before we get into news, Sony, how the hell are you? And did you get anything cool?
I did. At T-Man's suggestion from his TM Amazon. This.
Yeah, I guess. You see that?
So this actually led to an adventure because I ordered it off Amazon through T-Man's page and then found out that it was shipped locally I'm in Albany, New York, and there's a store in Albany. So I went to that store and they had all these models and stuff. So they didn't have anything I picked up today, but I'll be definitely going back there. It's really nice. Very nice bike. Much better than classified series bikes.
Oh, it's actually better than the Fur Eye bikes.
Yes.
Flame
It's very
toys.
detailed. It's got what do you call it? Shocks in there. That does that. I mean, it's very nice. And thank you, T-Man, for suggestion. This guy is DX9 Goalt. It's $100.
Wow.
So cheap. It's really good. For $100, I can't complain. I don't have
Shozy
plans
or
to- What was that? Yeah, Shozy.
okay.
That's it. Happy with my purchases.
Awesome. Well, glad to have you here. Let's get into some news because we had a late one drop today. It's been pretty light following PulseCon, but we got a couple figures that came out of nowhere for the buzzworthy Bumblebee line. We've got a Earth Mode Hound and Hatchet from Dark of the Moon, which was the I think the last Dread that they needed to do for the Studio Series line.
I thought that Hound was like a Legends. Looking at the paintwork.
You said it's a retool or of
Retool of Siege.
Yeah, this is a heavy retool from the look of it. That's a whole new chest piece, and the legs look very good. I guess.
Can you go to the next one?
Maybe the
Yeah.
feet. The feet are the same, and probably the arms.
Yeah,
They didn't have any pictures of the alt mode, unfortunately.
Dude,
Yeah.
this is great. Like, it looks really good.
The hands, I like the paint on the fingers.
Like, there's no holes in the arms like you'd expect on a Hasbro Deluxe. So
Oh,
I
they're
don't
there.
know.
It's the angle of the picture. You can see them if you look
Right.
right.
Let's get we'll get a side by side here. Let's see.
Yeah, it's not hateful as you hear.
I'm a fan.
So, yeah, definitely a new chess piece. I guess there's some retooling here because you can see those rear lights and
The weapons are new.
It looks like the hubcaps are different.
yeah, definitely reusing those thighs. The crotch looks like it's different too, because you can see the top here doesn't appear to have that molded detail, and it's just flat
Nope.
with the stripes.
The head looks different as well. It looks way more
Yeah.
masterpiece. So that face.
It also looks like they retooled this back piece because the way the shoulder cannon plugged onto the original, it plugged onto this post. This looks like it looks like there's a 5mm port behind the shoulder.
You're
Yeah,
saying it
that's a
still
better
has the. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying.
You're saying it still has the
looks
gap in
better.
the forearm?
The gaps in the forearm.
I don't think it's terrible.
Yeah, I think.
I can't remember what it looked like. That's not a good angle right there. Well, it's a good angle to hide it.
Yeah.
But I do see in that main picture he has like 2 holes right there in the front.
Here we go. It's probably a better.
I'm okay with
Yeah.
that. I think it looks good. Like when you sent this pic, I thought it was Legends.
It definitely looks it, and I like this matte green that they're going with. That definitely looks like something like all the matte paint on here looks like something you get out of a Legends figure. It looks very clean. So
I forgot to share this stream. Oh,
and yeah, in this picture too, you can see where they've retooled some of the shins because this like you don't have those. Were these 3mm pieces right here?
I think that's where the little blast effect things could stick onto.
Yeah, and you can see
Oh yeah,
here.
they got rid of that.
Yeah, and you can see here where they got like all this remolding here for like what's ultimately going to be the bed of the Jeep.
Yep,
That
massive
almost
retool.
justifies the purchase.
Yeah, I'm in for this. This is a buzzworthy one. It's funny. Prior to the show, T made a good point that all the buzzworthy stuff, for the most part, has been relatively easy to get. The distribution on it has been fairly good, even if you don't see it at first. Like there were a lot of people that were worried about Cup and cliff jumper, but they made their way to pegs. They were pretty easy to get.
Blue Streak was easy.
Yeah.
Red Cog you can still find.
Yeah. I have avoided almost all the studio movie stuff, but there's something about Hatchet I kind of dig.
Because he's a beast almost.
Like, I could fit that in, I think, to other things.
Hey, Larkin.
Hey, Larkin.
Mode.
Yeah, Larkin says there's the initial rush, then they're all over the place. I think there's something to be said about that because like Hasbro's distribution has been kind of spotty in some areas, so they've created this FOMO with Transformers collectors.
Smart. Definitely smart.
Smart, but not fun. But
Smart, or you're going to go to Ross and all of them are going to be
you're right.
It's going to be a billion silver streaks. We think they sold out, but they didn't.
Yeah, Larkin has a good point here. This does definitely look like the
Pterodog?
the beast. Yes, Pterodogs.
Do you have the alt mode pick for this?
I do
No.
not, but it's going to be that same
I have
Chevy
it.
SUV. Yeah.
I have it.
So
It's,
I mean, they never made this figure for the
Chevy
original
Tahoe.
run.
yeah. And I'm curious if this is just going to be that same Dread body.
You have Hounds out mode too? So
No, it
They only
doesn't
published
have
those 3
hounds.
pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, so these were kind of like late breaking pictures. Where did these even come from? Was anybody credited on these?
Pride vs. Pride will have his review up next week.
Yeah, basically, right?
No, it's probably up already. Just didn't see it.
It's uploading as we speak.
Oddly, he got Galactus today. I was surprised by that.
no, everybody in the UK that order got it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I just got he's shipping soon. And I'm like, oh, when?
I got something shipping soon.
Effortless Random says Silver Streak has been dirt cheap even on Amazon. Yeah, I got one for the giveaway for like $10 at Target. So, all right, let's get into our next one. We looked at this last week, but there's now a video of it showing off the combined Raiden. So, let's see here. Go ahead and get rid of this audio because you can't hear it here. So I'm gonna keep this small so we don't get well shoot, we'll embiggen it. Showing off some of the detail on Suiken here. Kind of giving you an idea of what he's going to look like in arm mode. I wish they would show off more of the articulation, but one of the big concerns I have here is this arm articulation looks very compromised. Now, I'm buying these for the individual bot modes, but see here, it's like this panel is part of the elbow. So
they prioritized the train over everything. Over everything.
Well, they also did prioritize the scale for the bot mode. So that's part of it.
Yikes. The foot's ab crunch, sideways ab crunch works better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent you that picture of the alt mode.
I saw it. I hope you enjoy your purchase. I do not feel any fear of missing out on this line myself. And that's all I'm going to say.
I don't either. I'm buying this and I still don't want it. Oh.
Larkin's right. Trains are big in Japan. Lance and I have talked back and forth, like, when are they just going to do a legacy JRX or Rail Racer? Depending on what you want to call it.
I loved Rail Racer. That was probably one of truly the most unique combiners ever made.
I think
why
the best
that
part
never
about
got retooled, reused, repainted.
Once this one sells, they're gonna make Rail Racer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And they
So
can
you
do
better
that
go
with,
buy
like,
it.
3 Voyagers.
The thing about this is it's the first quote unquote masterpiece combiner. So I think that's why that's why it's selling.
Well, I think also the trains being big is another reason.
I think it's because people have a spending habit. And they would need something to buy.
I mean,
I
if you're a
could-
Takara fan, this is it's the next big thing, you know.
I've liked all these in hand.
No.
I'm not making this my combiner, but I will say they're relatively easy to transform. I do have some concerns with the materials, like there's a lot of clear plastic in these.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, this green one, the robot mode, looks to be the best one so far. Robot mode wise.
and
The
train
first
wise,
two,
it's funny. A friend of mine who has nothing to do with Transformers, he knows I like Transformers. He sent me the link the other day to the because he got the Hasbro Pulse emails. He backed the Egon Spengler Proton Pack, so he'll get the emails like, did you know about this? I'm like, yes, of course I know about this. But he's like, this is a badass looking train. He's like, I would get this just for the train mode. And I was like, there's more.
tell them buy it because it's going to be sitting on somebody's storeroom shelf.
One thing I'm curious about in this picture, right, is this is a 6 bot set. What's going on in the waist here? Have they just not finalized that final? I forget what his Japanese name is, but like,
No,
he
they
should
had a
have-
prototype.
Did they?
Yeah, the prototype looked a mess.
I thought it was just like a silhouette that they had.
No, they had an actual gray model, like all combined, and it looked like a clusterfuck. It looked like movie Devastator. Like a whole bunch of trains crashed into one body.
So Kev says, easy pass on Raiden. Takara should have done Devastator. I actually I agree and disagree at the same time, because I would, as much as I'd like them to do a Devastator, I'd like them to have a combiner that, like, look, Japan is a big market for these, but at the same time, they're not the biggest market. And I would like for them to iron their kinks out prior to getting a character that's as big as Devastator to do it right.
Combiner Wars Devastator was super close to being masterpiece, but they cut the budget greatly. I think they could actually do it. All they just need to do is give it the budget.
Did you own the Takara one?
I used
Devastator?
Yeah.
No.
It was very good. Like,
Yeah.
it was, first of all, it was better than the Hasbro because they had
those
the extra
guns.
articulation.
it had
Yeah,
more
Bone
articulation,
Crusher.
more paint, more weapons for some reason.
Yeah, and they all integrated into the back.
Right. And it was
It was the
I
perfect
was-
box set, unlike what we got. We got
Yeah.
the cheap
yeah.
core version.
I had that as my masterpiece for a long time until Toy World came out. But
Honestly, they should have just given us for their first combiner. It should have been Bruticus, plain and simple. They could have gotten at least 3 repaints, at least 2 other repaints, maybe 3 repaints out of it as well. G2, Ruination, and for the hardcore Transformer fans, Battle Gaia.
It's funny you mentioned that though, Dave, because like this is the one repaint. I'm sorry, this is the one like combiner that you're not going to get any repaints out of.
Right, that's what I'm saying. There's so many ways
Yeah.
we could have recouped. You know,
And it's already a tough international sale because most of us don't give 2 craps about trains.
yeah, I mean, it's not for us. It's
Yeah,
for
Larkin says, "Aren't the trains also like I moved my boxes downstairs, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing any licenses on the back of the on the box. It
you
doesn't
don't
mean
need a
they're not.
license. To have a
I
train,
think they're
just
licensed.
yes, they're licensed.
Oh, we got a late addition in here.
Hey,
Mike.
how you doing?
You couldn't stay away. Well,
Yeah, I had to get away from packing up for a little bit, so I popped in real quick. So I did a little preemptive work. So let's see, before, and hopefully I know it's not super clear, but this is what it looks like. Just a little bit.
Wow.
There's just a little chrome on it.
are you using a
Are you
chrome
using a
pen?
Molotov?
Yep. So just doing an initial first cover.
Also, you can't touch it for like a week, right?
Yes.
Send me the link.
I will send you the link to the 3 different sizes for $9 on Amazon. So I've also been dabbling with the coil as well.
Oh, wow.
So I'm chroming that out.
Ooh.
But anyway, sorry to interrupt.
I repainted my
All
coil.
good.
That was good. I mean, it's very friendly for repaints.
Yes, I just need to take it. I want to split it in half, though, make it a little easier for me to reach all the parts.
Yeah.
with it.
I broke mine down.
Yeah, they need to definitely release that, or release the coil as its own thing. Like,
It's not licensed.
yeah,
Release the Kraken.
25 bucks, people buy it.
So I don't see any licensing on this. Just FYI.
Yeah, if it was there, it would be on the back, but it could be in Japanese text.
Yeah, I was about to say that because
It's possible.
these are the most Japanese masterpiece ever.
There's a whole paragraph on it, but I can't read it. So I don't know.
You got to scan it with the Google Translate on your phone.
Next up,
What the?
It's Pete Davidson.
yeah. So
Oh.
yeah, this one, interesting news. We get some voice casting. Pete Davidson and Michelle. Is it Michelle Yeoh?
I think it's Michelle Yeoh.
So Michelle Yeoh is going to be the voice of AirRaiser. I know she's been in some stuff. Wasn't she in Star Trek Discovery? And I thought she was in a recent movie. And then I guess everybody kind of knows who Pete Davidson is. But he was.
She was in that movie, Everything and Everywhere and
Yes,
Everything.
that's
Yes.
the one. Joe recommended that.
He's a homewrecker.
He's kind of the rebound guy, from what I've understood.
Yeah.
How the hell? I keep saying it. How the hell does this man have a career? He wasn't that funny on SNL. I don't
Thank
think
you.
he's soloed a movie.
He did solo a movie. He
Oh,
had.
And he did that. No, he did do that drama movie with.
It was
he
a
played the
dramedy.
firefighter.
Yeah. Because like Judd Apatow's been on the decline, and that movie though, it had like a massive marketing campaign, and it's like, I love Steve Buscemi, but yeah.
Look,
You talking about that King of Staten Island, or whatever it is.
Yes, King of
Yeah,
Staten
that's
Island.
it.
we just got to realize
think-
he's a fellow collector and lover of plastic. And what's more plastic than
Kim
his
Kardashian.
current?
No, they're done.
Oh, they're done already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm so far behind.
Yeah, I think like the line was like he erased like a bunch of his tattoos, but then he got her kids' names tattooed on him.
Dude, he's the same character in every movie and every show that he's in. He's always he's him. He's the same person. So
Yeah, he's gonna just sound like this when he does Marauders voice.
yep.
He's like how Scott Baio was in the 80s of just carving a
Yeah.
name.
I think he'll do a good job. Yay him. Next
Mir-
news. Delete
Mirage
this.
is kind
Burn
of
it.
like he's a port in this. So yeah, I hope this one has. I hope you can follow the plot in the movie. That's all I ask. Last,
As long as the favorite Bay person in the group here enjoys it, that's all that
Oh,
matters.
He is biased to Bay.
It's true.
if you know, you
one of-
can't help what you retain. I'll just say that.
I hope it's not too big.
Yeah.
Is he the director?
Of
The next movie, Rise of the
No,
Beast?
Stephen Capel.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think isn't he just a producer or something? Or
Yeah. Yeah, I think Bay's producing it, but Stephen Capel did. I think he did Creed 2.
Oh,
So
Hopefully, for you Marylanders, he just doesn't go Old Bay on us.
I didn't even know TFCon was announced. So
yeah. So well,
yeah.
this is relatively new news. So TFCon LA, March 10th through the 12th next year, the Los Angeles Marriott Burbank Airport. They haven't announced any guests, but they've just announced the. Okay, actually, wait, no, they do have guests. Kevin Burke, Transformers writer, Gavin Hannett, and
hold on, this just in. Breaking news. Friend of the show, Lance Park, will be there probably as well.
oh, more than likely, and he'll be telling me like, why aren't you here? The whole time.
I had a great time in TFCon LA. It's a
Wait, like Lance isn't here, like hating on Will Ferrell. Like, come on now. Certain games is right. Will Ferrell is naturally funny.
Listen, for me with Will Ferrell, it hit me that my favorite part of all the I used to like a bunch of Will Ferrell movies. That I realized the thing I liked best about him was Vince Vaughn.
You didn't like Step Brothers or
Step Brothers is great. Come on.
yeah,
that was good.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Talladega Nights.
old
Say
school.
Talladega
Talladega
Nights is
Nights is
great.
fantastic. God, like the what was that one movie he did where it was like him and Maggie Gyllenhaal and he was like the character in a book.
Oh,
But-
right.
Oh, Stranger Than Fiction.
Happily,
Stranger Than Fiction. Yeah, that was a good one.
Awesome in the Lego movie.
Yeah. President Business.
Yeah, because you didn't see him.
Yeah.
Get Hard. I don't know if you
Oh.
guys watch.
Yeah, well, that was Get Hard was good.
With the other guys.
The other guys.
Oh,
Was good. I love how they set up The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson in the beginning of it. And they just fucking
yeah.
jump off the roof.
A lot of people forget about Zoolander.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zoolander.
Wonder why.
And my wife's favorite movie is the Night at the Roxbury.
Favorite
Or-
movie?
Her two favorite movies are Princess Bride and Night at the Roxbury. So
Wow.
they're tied.
Okay. Princess
been
Bride, I'll
about
give
it.
you, but her taste in movies is like her taste in men.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
You know, you two can duke it out over that. So
Are you anyone going to TFCon LA?
You're
I can't make it to Chicago. The money just isn't there.
So Chicago. So Toronto was supposed to be the 20th anniversary big banging show, and it wasn't. It just wasn't. It was.
well,
it
it's
was
always
probably,
got a small footprint, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was not only was it small, but they just didn't have anything. They didn't have any
Yeah.
prototypes. They didn't have any reveals. They didn't have like a big show. Chicago is going to be the big show.
Yeah. Well, hasn't that kind of been the case with like TFCon during like the COVID era? Like when we were at Baltimore, it still hadn't really bounced back, and they were
Oh, hell
delayed
no.
in getting
No.
the prototypes.
We went to the opening ceremonies and we went to the reveals, and that was the only con related thing we did
Yeah.
and drank.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a big part of it. Jermaine Sutton in here saying that a lot of people are wanting in Maryland or Virginia. I think Alexandria has been like the best. I
Yes.
know a lot of people like Charlotte, but I think
Charlotte would be
Alexandria
nice.
is like such a sweet spot for people, on the East Coast. It's a good central area.
Definitely.
It's not too far from those in the Midwest. It's just if you're on the West Coast, it's a trek.
Dude,
But-
LA is expensive too. Everything.
Yeah.
Just getting there, and then once you're there, any Ubers or taxis, everything's like ridiculous
Mhm.
expensive.
I mean, Baltimore
right.
is Baltimore. At least like where they had it in Baltimore, it was pretty easy to get in and out.
Yeah.
It was like,
I took the light rail there. I was happy.
yeah.
It was cheap
Yep.
for me.
the light rail goes right into it.
Oh,
Look,
it cost me an arm and a leg to get there.
That's because you got drunk and fell on your arm and your leg.
Well, I was running away from the guy that wanted my wallet.
At least you didn't
You're
run
the
away
one who
from
went to the
things
chosen
like.
time booth, not us.
At least you didn't have to run away from things like Matt did.
Oh,
Oh,
next.
Never forget.
Yeah,
next.
Well, let's get into some cool third-party news.
Yeah.
Transform and roll out. Man, we haven't heard from this company in a while, but this figure was showed off a long time ago. Probably like what, 2019 we first saw this.
What did they make before?
Agent
That
Meister.
Jazz.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was Hova or
Huffer.
Oh,
yeah,
they were the
Hova,
ones that did
Hova.
Over.
yeah.
Which it wasn't a bad figure. It had some
Late to
some
the jazz
challenges. Yeah.
yeah. Over like Jay-Z.
party. Yeah,
This is looking pretty epic.
yeah.
So this news came out on May 1st of 2020 originally,
Okay.
and then we never heard from it again.
Yeah.
I like it. I might pre-order.
It's
Yeah,
$185, and it's
From
gigantic.
China.
And it will not fit in any display case.
We can't. Yeah, no way with this wingspan. You're putting this in a detail.
54 centimeters. That's it's over a foot tall
Yeah.
and wide.
Oh god,
So-
if they made a Megatron.
Well, I can't see them not if this is successful. I mean, man, with the cannons in here, I
Didn't
really
they throw him and Megatron at the same time?
I don't think they did.
I kind of remember saying him. Megatron, this is all before Galaxy Meteor release.
Did you guys buy the Jazz?
Galaxy Meteor was 2017.
What'd you say, son?
God.
I said, did you guys buy Jazz from this company?
I had it.
So I didn't get good feels from that, but this one looks like it's got some die cast going on. So I
Yeah.
might take another swing.
And this, with this figure, it leads in at least into what was the Liger Jack?
You're talking about the
what-
attachments.
Yeah, it turned into the claw arm. At a minimum.
Tamor Vite says, looking forward to getting this in 2023. Well, this is supposed to be late 2022, so this is actually supposed to come out this year.
We're already in late 2022.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
Galaxy Meteor was also Make Toys. Don't forget, Lance.
Yes, it was Make Toys. And when that came out in 2017, like the Chosen Prime got an early run of that and Howling Meteor that were like big exclusives at the con.
And everybody had one except me.
Basically,
Didn't I buy
yeah.
yours?
Hmm?
I bought mine from somebody, I thought.
Which one?
Galaxy Meteor?
No, I still got my Galaxy Meteor.
I must have bought Matt's.
He ain't going nowhere.
But
Now I sold my Meteor.
I also bought Matt's.
This is fourth quarter of 22, so it's pretty
Yeah.
soon.
like December-ish.
It's gonna be next year.
Yeah.
It'll probably hit like Show Z in December, and it'll probably trickle into some retailers at the tail end of December.
Can you go back down? Was that light up? Was that a light up feature?
Yeah, so this Matrix appears to be to have a light up feature, and it also looks like the guns. If you look here, it looks like the barrels of these large cannons are going to light up too.
They better.
That was such a throwaway. I think they did the gun replacement for only one episode. He did the jet mode a couple times.
Good.
A lot.
Yeah.
I used to like the noise when you put the planet key in.
Oh, that was so cool.
Is this the one that combines with Ultra Magnus?
Well,
No.
They didn't even have an
Yeah.
Ultra Magnus in the series.
He combined with what was his
The
name?
jet.
Somebody.
Sonic Fighter.
Oh yeah, and the lion.
Yeah, I said Liger Jack.
Like
So how did it combine?
His arm.
Well, his arm would actually tuck. He would tuck his arm in, and the Liger thing actually became like an arm for him, which had like
it was his
Wolverine
strong
claws.
arm.
Exactly, and then his jetpack would fly off, and the sonic bomber would basically become Wing Saber. In the U.S., he was Wing Saber.
Yeah,
You need to see it,
he split down the
Sony. I
middle.
have a review on it. On Wing Saber, at least.
Antoine says it was Leo Breaker. That's right.
Yes,
Breaker,
Leo
not
Breaker.
Liger Jack.
What's up, Antoine?
Benjamin Whitcomb says too many Autobots. You know, it's funny. Like when I look at my Autobots versus my Decepticons, it is really, really, really uneven.
You know, it's funny
Decepticons
you
are
say that,
overrated.
but if you look at your GI Joe collection, it's almost all Cobra.
Yeah,
Because they had all the
especially for troop
personality.
building. Yeah, there's no Joe troop builders at this time.
Unless you collect Action Force.
No, unless you collect Snake Eyes. Then
Unless
have
you
like,
connect Snake and Roadblock.
Snake-
Roadblock is
Yeah.
your troop builder.
Oh, yeah, because I'm about to have a Mr. T.
Take the Cobra Island Roadblock reissue and put the other Mr. T head on it. Just pair it with Sergeant Slaughter.
I'm probably going to put his head on the old man
You know you were wrong, Lance.
roadblock.
Yeah, I'm 100% in on this. I mean, I this is probably this is probably my second favorite Optimus Prime design next to
Really?
the RID one, fire truck. That like takes the cake for me.
Well, this one took the
That-
fire truck concept. I mean, yes, it was stylized to it, but God, this thing took advantage of all its modes and all its gimmicks beautifully. Every gimmick was executed just right for this.
Yeah.
Well, this
Well,
looks way better than the original. This is what he looked like in the show. It's
Yeah.
proportion-wise.
And the toy was a
And I
great
like
toy
that they
back in
didn't
the
do
day.
they didn't do the fans hobby method of stylizing everything. It looks exactly like
Right.
what we remember.
God, you're
Lance is
such a
saying,
hipster.
I'll be in when they announce the back.
AKA the worst figure of the entire line.
Lance's
Well, maybe know that in the
figure of
pterodactyl.
all time. Yeah, I'm
No,
Next
that-
up is this weird rhino.
The Rhino backstop was the worst.
That's why I just yeah.
So the only version of this we ever got was the original toy.
No, we got a Siege
No.
one.
Yeah, Hasbro made one.
Yeah.
Siege.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was the weirdest retool of Ultra Magnus, but it worked.
It was cool. I sold it.
That's, ladies and gentlemen, T-Man 970. We'll get into our next third-party piece. This one's interesting. This is up for pre-order with several retailers. Iron Factory is reissuing their DJD Legends figures, the ones that combined, in a cohesive purple color scheme. I've always liked this combiner, how it looks. I had the opportunity to buy mats, and I just ultimately passed on it. But I really like how these look in this all purple color scheme. I have, full disclosure, I have like all of the MMC. I guess they're chug scale figures. What do you guys think about these?
There was one with a mask on the chest.
Yeah, so this is the combined torso.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And,
always been like that.
Yeah, my understanding was that the combined mode looked like a kind of a giant version of Tarn.
Yeah, it was a
And-
giant taunt. Yeah.
Yeah. That was where you could actually take the mask off because he was like up to scale.
Yeah, they look cool. Probably
They
not
look
going to
good,
buy
but,
it.
I mean,
They look
Yeah.
great. And I'll be happy that when everybody who wants it gets to own it.
You know what?
I'm not the
It's
Legends
weird.
fanatic, so
Sorry.
I personally would rather have an MMC collection, but even then, I've got the Hasbro one coming in, so that's gonna satisfy my Tarn needs for now.
Wait,
The
so-
Lust and Larkin
female
is gonna
version.
happen.
I got the female version of Tarn.
Yes.
well, I'm looking at the original, and I don't see the place where the chest has a mat.
I think they just took the mask off and just
Yeah,
left it there.
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can take that off and
I
put
got
it
it.
on the chest if you so choose.
I see. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the original, it had all different. It was like blue and beige and red and yellow, and this
Don't question us, Sony.
looks cool. I like it. But I'm more excited for the Hasbro Legacy one.
Yeah, we'll bring that over here. So they don't have pictures of the full one, but yeah, as Sony was saying, like this combiner definitely was not cohesive. It works, but it's just not
impressive.
cohesive.
It's impressive though.
And then also like two of them don't even form the body. It's really Thesaurus and Helix and Tarn that basically form the robot, and then you have Voss and Kaon that form kind of accessories for it. So with Nickel nowhere to be found and the pet nowhere to be found. So it was a cool concept. I think if it in all black and purple, I'm curious to see it. It might look interesting.
Well, in all black and purple, that'll be a large figure to put in a case, but then that defeats having the Legends versions of them.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of their alt modes back when those came out, so yeah, easy pass.
It's true.
Lance is saying Femtron's great. I'm looking forward to that female Armada Megatron. Brian G says, if it's not Fans Toys, I don't want it.
I hear you, Brian.
And then there's the sigh I expected from Mike. All right. Well, let's. Unfortunately, it's been a very quiet week for Transformers news. We're going to get into our non-Transformers stuff, and we're going to kick it off with Super 7. I think this is a figure that Thundercats fans have been wanting for quite some time, and it's Snarf.
He's on the loose.
Yeah. So
That's
So
the
I-
wrong face, though. Actually, when he stood up on his tail, he looked more serious.
so they've
In
got
the intro.
Snarf and some very deep cuts here.
Yeah.
So we have Mongor here.
I have no recollection of that character.
I'm pretty sure he was a later edition.
I watched every episode like 2 or 3 times. I don't remember jack.
Thanks to G Tony, I put hands on every single figure they've put out for this line, and they all look great, and they come with plenty of accessories, but they just don't move. It's like it's meant to just be in one pose.
Yeah,
I remember this guy.
Ritaro.
Yep. Yeah, he was in more than one episode.
Ritaro.
I like the effects pieces for the Psy. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like your figures just to stand there and look like the thing,
They do it.
these are great.
yeah.
They nail the character. That Snarf is perfect.
He's gonna show up on Robot Chicken. I'm curious what's going on with this tail piece here. It's got the base.
It's exactly that. You can stand them on the base.
It
Plug
says-
unplug tail A and shove in tail B.
And
There you go.
There we go.
You just
Look at
answered
his
your own
bird.
question.
And
Who
he
the hell
looks
is
like
it?
he's ready to say some bloopers here.
Is this is standalone, right? Like you can buy it.
Yeah, if you just
Mhm.
wanted Snarf, you can buy it. He comes with a purse, the Sword of Omens, and
Snarf. You think that were there more than one Snarf?
Yes, there was
We-
yes when they had
Yeah.
that island that had the other 3 Thundercats on. There was another his nephew or something.
Oh,
It's kind of like Scooby Doo and Scrappy Doo.
No, that
sounded
was
weird.
that was a lot less annoying than Scrappy. Who the hell is this?
this
I
is
have
apparently
no idea
Lilith.
what the hell that is.
Humana.
She
She's
She
a
offer
Disney princess.
she this is how they ended Thundercats. Like she hoarded them all into her apartment at the end of the series. You can live with me.
Have you ever
No,
tried to rewatch the show?
It's hard.
It's
It
bad.
is super hard. I couldn't even get off the first pilot episode.
It's really bad.
I'm trying to think which is more painful, Thundercats or He-Man.
He-Man.
He-Man by a
He-Man.
mile. Oh my god, they reused animation so much, and nothing happened. I think on Thundercats they would at least hit each other. He-Man, they'd be like,
Yeah.
Oh, you got the pictures of this. Nice.
The episode I watched, Skeletor and He-Man were just standing in front of each other, and he was just waiting there for Skeletor to do some magic, and then He-Man would do something. Then it was like they're playing. It was like watching an RPG.
Except there is no compelling music like.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to fight this one real quick here. He's saying Brave Star is worse? No, because Brave Star had a kid die from a drug overdose.
Well,
There was an
Wow,
episode
they
where
already
he,
hit that.
Well, that's a downer.
They hit
We
4,000.
he was on amphetamines.
This is gonna
So
get
what
bad.
happened?
No, but
don't do drugs, Billy.
but they actually had somebody die of drug overdose in that show.
The real drug.
It was called Spin, if I remember right.
You spin me right round. No.
That makes me sad.
Needless to
That
say-
is Zed.
Did this funding start today?
No, this started. I want to say last week it started. So,
percentage-wise,
well, actually-
it's doing better than that, than the Hell
Yeah.
Charger.
It's almost
Actually-
there.
actually, I think it started on the 10th. So,
Oh.
I wanted to talk about this last week because this had picked up a lot of news. So Mattel Creations, they're basically taking the HasLab model, and people have mixed feelings on this. If you don't know about the Eternia playset, like I think most people know about Castle Grayskull, but like the Eternia playset has a huge cult following. It was a massive playset for its day. It had a functioning monorail system. It was basically like 3 playsets tied together, and
Well, that's exactly what it looks like.
yeah.
And it was hard to find because it was coming out towards the end of the He-Man toy run.
This is exactly what crowdfunding should be, though.
Yeah.
There is
So-
no way in hell a
No.
Target's is gonna put more than one $550 playset on their shelf.
Well, look at that. It's only 5,000 you need, and they're almost there.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
so they're going to make this. I mean, it's 67% with 27 days to go.
I think it's worth it. If the people don't think it's worth it, then they won't get it.
yeah, this is
This goes
Listen,
with
I-
the classics line,
Origins.
Origins
Yeah.
line.
Yeah.
You can make them work with the Origins or the original style figures.
Yeah.
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 Good. Are you gonna go through these pictures? Or?
Yeah, we'll go over to. I think these are the same pictures here that they have over on Toy Arc. I guess I haven't seen anything for the new version of an Origins version of King Grayskull yet. But it's interesting
Is he
too that
part
they
of it?
also. What's that?
Is he part of this?
No.
He is not. So it's funny. Their tiers are interesting. Like the first tier is actually unlocking the playset, which I think that's kind of like that's bullshit. Like how do you make that your tier?
I mean, technically,
Yeah. Yeah,
step
their
one.
second
We have to make it.
yeah their second tier is the moat monster, and then they also have the leader of the elders. So let's scroll down a little bit here. So yeah, this is your first is the moat monster. which
How big is it?
It's a little underwhelming, but okay.
it's very underwhelming. It's
Oh boy. At least the shoulders have 2 points of articulation.
right. These rear legs are probably. I mean, hopefully the jaw opens. I see a seam there. Then you get the leader of the elders there.
Well, you get one of those moat monster things.
Yeah, you get one moat monster and then the leader of the elders. So really, you only have two tiers here.
Go ahead, at least they're being straight up about it. You know what? Here's
Everything. Here's everything.
exactly. Exactly.
Tell us what we get.
But the thing is, it's also not like the tiers are like the moat monster. Honestly, if you're putting $500 in, you're wanting the Eternia set. You're not sitting there going like, "Holy fuck, that moat monster," as opposed to say Mephisto. Who I could really use a Mephisto in my collection. I don't need the Hell Charger.
McGladiator says $550 plus $50 shipping plus tax puts it closer to $650. But on the bright side, you only pay the $50 shipping once you order multiples. Kev says King Grayskull is only for early backers. So yeah. He's right. I didn't even see this here. In order to rally for the troops, the Royal Early Backer bonus. ExtraZero fans who commit before 10/19 get a limited edition King Grayskull figure. Okay,
I expect to see a picture of this on Kevin's page and never opened.
Dude,
we never get
cool.
to see the glory of it.
Is it a repackage of the Revelations?
No, this is a new figure.
No, this is
Yep. Look at those
completely different articulation and body style. It's 5 inches, and the other ones are like closer to 7 inches tall.
Yeah.
These are meant to mimic the original toys, but with more articulation.
Yeah.
This is gonna get packed.
This is so much better done than the Hell Charger.
They almost make me want to buy it for just the King Grayskull, but then I just got to remember I own the Revelations, and I need to just play with that.
And then we'll see like during figure action, this little monorail thing will be going around T's room.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what a crowdfunding model is supposed to be, because there's no way in hell I would see that in a store.
Yeah.
And if it came out in the store, the amount of people that would be going after it and fighting for that would be insane. So you know what? Everybody who wants this is going to get it. Having it made to order, I am happy for all of you fans. And those Masters of the Universe fans are fanatics.
I can appreciate this for what it is. I feel like the value is there. I mean, they're telling you outright, this is 3 feet tall, 4 foot wide. This is going to basically take up a good portion of your collecting space. However, this is a good place to display all of your figures. All the gimmicks are intact. I feel like every time we get a HasLab that kind of goes, it's not really fair to say because we haven't had that many HasLabs, but I feel like a lot of the gimmicks are not, there to preserve what the original figure had. I guess that's not even really fair to say either, since the his tank was just that. But they really want to.
And what's his face, Starsaber.
Yeah.
They even gave him little mini cons.
As I said, Starsaber was. I didn't say I didn't have a negative thing to say about the Starsaber campaign.
But this would be a good place if you're collecting these Origins figures. This would be a great place to have all of your figures on display, putting your Castle Grayskull and your inevitable Snake Mountain. And this is cool. I guess from here we can head over to Hasbro Pulse and see what's going on with the Robbie the Robbie Ray's. Yeah.
Yep.
Is it gone up or down?
It is gone down. Oh, it's gone down.
Look what my husband has in the basement, taking up all this damn space.
Yeah. So keep in mind, this
You
is
know you're dating anybody.
you know, this for everything you get here, you're getting, if this gets backed, you get 3 figures and a big play set for $550 plus shipping and tax. For $350.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
playset is actually good enough.
I don't think at this point, there was a time where I thought this was getting backed. I do not think this is getting backed now.
Right. So
They never went back up.
They never
No,
did.
they didn't.
mm-mm.
Yeah, I think
Bud
last time.
Knights did a good interview with them about this thing that made it sound a little bit better. But yeah, it's still up to whether you think it's worth it.
Can I tell you something? So that store I went to, the trip that I went on just to buying this motorcycle. The motorcycle was $16. So I was like, let me go see what they got in 1/12 scale. And they had Dodge Chargers there. And at the 1/12 scale, they're upwards of $250 to $300. If you want a really nice one, like a really detailed one, actually I have one on screen right now. It's $250 for a 1/18 scale. So that's not even 1/12 scale.
Wow. So
Yes, that's
Yeah.
probably all die cast.
Yeah.
It is diecast.
I don't think diecast costs.
This is not
It
die
doesn't.
cast.
This is plastic.
it's not all diecast. It's got some, but it's
No, this
painted.
is-
But it has a whole bunch of extra shit with it. Like it's slightly bigger than 1/12 scale because Marvel Legends are bigger than 1/12 scale, and it has all those effects and whatnot. The way they were explaining it, they said like people are comparing things like the Galactus. They're like, if Galactus was released now, it would be way more than what it costs.
Yeah.
And what else did they say?
I just think like
Bobby
the thing about
Valla did an
crowdfunding.
interview. Bobby Valla did an interview on the 3 Points of Articulation podcast, and he was explaining why this is not the value.
He's also a competitor to Hasbro.
Yes,
No, because he also in that same podcast he had mentioned how awesome the Hiss tank is. You got to remember, it's not the problem. The biggest controversy with all this is, like I said, yes, people are mad at the price, 100%. Once again, I mentioned the Star Saber was the perfect campaign. You saw a figure, you saw a little bit of the value. You're like, all right, this is good, and all of a sudden, yes, and the backing stuff came out. This initially, the Hiss tank again. You saw the initial value.
right.
This, if you just look at what it takes to make this, it's the sides, the top, and the bottom, and then the electronics in it. This is not a heavy.
Yeah, and LEDs are not expensive. That's
Can I share
like
something
yeah.
Yeah, watch that interview.
really quick?
Oh, not. Yeah, the interview isn't that long, but yeah.
This is a
And
1/18
yes, Star Saber
scale.
is half the price of this.
This is a 1/18 scale Dodge Charger. It does light up. It's got headlights.
Star Saber deserves to be one that is half the price of that because it's basically a commander class.
Mhm.
What I'm saying is the value. What I'm saying is Star Saber. You saw the value. You're getting the value.
So this figure, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any action figures other
It
than
doesn't
light.
have flame wheels,
It doesn't have
Yeah.
flame wheels.
It's all
It doesn't
metal.
and it's
Little-
smaller than it's smaller. It's like half
And
the size.
And it's $178 for 1/18 scale.
You said the original price is $200.
I was shocked when I went to this store because I thought, hey, this bike is only $20 or less than $20. These cars are going to be what, 50, 100 maybe? But then I started looking and they were close to 200, 300. The Ferraris and the Lamborghinis are like 500, which is crazy. But
But they also have to pay
I'm
for
looking right there.
licenses.
Precision die cast written right on there.
Yeah.
It's all
Oh,
metal.
this is it's got resin in it too. It's got resin. There's some plastic. It's composite.
I don't know. I bought a 1/18 scale car for $20, and it was die-cast.
Well, I think you said it too.
Sergey says,
Licensing
"Saw the
fees
Comic-Con
cost.
interview. Dwight really tried to convince us that the car was packed with electronics.
Packed full of what?
Electronics. Larkin's Lair says, "I don't think Hasbro execs want this to be funded. They probably gave Legends team an arbitrary number." I think the thing is they're like, well, this is supposed to if we hit this out of the park, it comes with 6 figures, and their new pricing on those figures is $25 a pop. So they're thinking to themselves, okay, that's $150 of this value here, and then the rest of it would be a $200 vehicle, but there's no licensing on this. There shouldn't be any licensing on the vehicle, but I think a lot of people came out, between I think who was it other than Chris Bakerton that came out with that Bratz car by MGA, and you can laugh at it for being a Bratz vehicle, but at the same time, it's really got all of the same features and detailing of this. I don't understand
think
why.
It's the same quality, to be honest.
Yeah, but I mean, is anybody buying this for the durability or for the display?
Yeah. So you see, I don't think it's the price. So I have no dog in this fight because I was never going to buy it before and I was going to buy it after. But I think the problem is the way they rolled out the campaign and the way they reveal the figures.
Yeah.
Just be upfront and say you're going to get these 4 figures with this thing. And so that people can decide, do I want to back it? Do I want to get behind this?
I think too they shouldn't hide their stretch goals. Like the cool thing about that Snake Mountain, I'm sorry, not the Snake Mountain, but the
Eternia?
Yes, the Eternia playset is what your stretch goals are.
Right.
You know that if you hit 10,000, you're everything you're gonna get. And I think hiding the stretch goals kind of hurt Hasbro here. If they're like, yeah, you're gonna get 6 figures. But a lot of people are like, yeah, I don't really know that it's worth backing. I mean, let's see, and they haven't revealed anything else. I mean, they have Madeline Pryor. They brought her out, and I mean, we knew about Mephisto. Are they going to try and tempt people with like the other stretch goals?
Also, why
I think they do that just in case, it doesn't get funded like what's happening right now. So then people are going to be sitting there wondering, when are we getting those other figures that didn't get funded?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And 9,000 was too high. It shouldn't have gone.
Oh, way too high. Way too high. When I first saw this, though, I did initially think it was going to get funded. The initial backers, they seemed to be pretty. I mean, this was going strong, and then it just really hit a lull.
Yeah. So to me, it's a marketing and a rollout failure, not a pricing failure. Because I'm looking at other stuff in this range. It's the same price.
Yeah, I think it's both. I mean, Hasbro is a big toy company. They don't have to stock this on shelves. This is a direct. You need
to make that video, Sony. Look at this 1/18 scale, which is half the size, and it's almost the same price, and it doesn't come with figures.
That company that's making that car is almost like the equivalent of Perfect Effect back.
Right, they're like
I don't know. A lot of companies make model cars, and they're cheap.
Well, yes, I mean, there are cheap model cars, and there are expensive model cars.
Absolutely.
And that's specifically why.
Do they own their factory?
Yeah. One unfair comparison I think everybody's doing is that radio controlled Batman thing. That came out like 7 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
No way it's going to be that price.
That company is not $1 billion company. Hasbro is $1 billion company, and they're cutting out the retailers here. This is a direct company to customer model. The packaging doesn't need to be. It
should have been $100. If it was $100 less, the thing would be funded through the roof.
100%. And I mean, the other thing too is like we have no idea what the quality of this is. I mean, you can't with these HasLabs. Another detriment to them is you don't get a reviewer to tell you whether you should purchase it or not. You're going off of what they initially showed. Like I backed and bought the Sentinel, but I would have been leery had I seen reviews prior. Those joints for the knees, like you actually had to pop those off and tighten the screws. Well, it's fine, but you would think on a figure that size, the knees would have been ratcheted, and they weren't. They were all friction. And for what the Sentinel cost when it first was revealed, you would have thought that it would have had heavy-duty ratchets and...
Yeah, oh no, the Sentinel was not perfect by far. I'm hoping Galactus is going to be superior to the Sentinel. And then, like I said, I mean, I don't mean to harp on the guy's name, but Articulated Ninja did some great breakdowns. He took what the Sentinel was, and he applied comparable inflation to it today, and it didn't go up. It didn't skyrocket up, and then he did the reverse inflation to the Hell Charger. It's just, again, it's honestly Hasbro just getting greedy. They were asking for their cake, not just having their cake and eating it too, but they also wanted to have the ice cream as well.
Right. I mean, well, they're a business. They're in the business to make money.
And then you're reading Hasbro's about to lay off a ton of people, and yet announcing record profit at the same time.
Right.
It's pure corporate greed right now.
Right, because they're screwing their customers, they're screwing their employees, and there's a lot of I'm not like one of those people that stands on a street corner going the end is nigh, but at the same time I agree they're doing some things that are unnecessary to bump up their numbers. They should be trying to foster their employees and keep their customers. I mean, times are tough for a lot of people. Toys get people a relief from the real world, and I think that they shouldn't lose sight of that.
Well, it's too late.
It is too late.
Yeah.
But
We'll move on.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll move on from here. We'll get into some Todd news. One is new, and another is one we didn't have time to get to last week. First off, Frankenstein and Mongol. These are both mega figures, coming in about $40 a pop. These are.
You're not sharing, by the way.
Oh, yep, my bad. Let me get back here.
I don't know if Kato's still watching, but he said he couldn't stop putting this together. I just did 2 bags. I'm tired.
I was in the same boat as Kato. I did it all in one sitting.
No.
Hey, Mike, you're on mute. I don't know if you know that.
I still got 8 more bags to go, plus some other little bags.
Kev says, Dave, fun Robbie and safe jobs.
Buy a grill for me and
Pass.
I have to say, yeah. So, Frankenstein here.
It's from a weird story too. It's from what's called the 7 Soldiers of Victory, which was written by Grant Morrison, and it was Grant Morrison writes odd shit. And
he's kind of.
Didn't he do the run where everybody saw Batman's dick?
No. This came out about.
He did like the Batman and Robin All-Star.
God, that Mongol head sculpt looks like freaking Uncle Fester.
Yeah, I can't unsee that now.
Like these, like, the body and everything is fine, but that face sculpt is horrible. And that Frankenstein, dude, nobody remembers 7 Soldiers of Victory. I have no idea why he's even doing that. That version of Frankenstein hasn't been prominent in the comics in ages.
Next, nobody's buying it.
Well, next we'll get into the Todd stuff I wanted to cover last week, but we just didn't have time. So these are interesting. They're being called the DC Multiverse. Well, these were shown off at NYCC. These are supposed to be ultra articulated, but yeah, we're getting some we're getting a Batman in here surprising no one, but we're getting some interesting ones. We're getting a new Aquaman, which looks pretty good. A new Black Manta. I can't tell who that's supposed to be.
Ocean Master.
Yeah, and then
Aqualad.
Aqualad. Thank you.
Hmm.
And then we get a cyborg Superman, a new Joker. Well, I can't tell what this Joker is supposed to be from.
It's just a Joker, but that is a whole lot of 90s right there. That Catwoman,
Yeah.
that Superboy,
Yeah.
and that Eradicator. That is beautiful 90s work.
This is not McFarlane.
This is
It
McFarlane.
This is McFarlane.
I definitely want Mr. Freeze and Superboy.
I want Mr. Freeze and Cyborg Superman. The Batman and the Catwoman, they look great in my
nice.
opinion.
It seems
That's
very
not
different from his-
Cyborg. That's the Eradicator, I think.
That's the Eradicator? Okay, I thought it was
Yes.
Cyborg Superman.
These are like classic style, right? Not
Yeah.
And then
McFarlane's.
Mr. Freeze was pretty good. And then, I think his name is Signal, I believe. That yellow costume.
Yeah.
I never read that. I actually read any books with him, but he was a Robin who decided not to become a Robin, and now he's the Signal. He's got some kind of meta ability to shoot out light. I kid not.
I like that
Look
this
at the
Mr.
Eradicator's cape.
Oh yeah, that's that's gonna be. I wish Todd would just adopt Bendywire capes.
Pre-pose.
Yeah,
$25 bendy wire.
I think you could do it for 20. I mean, doesn't Masters of the Universe do it for 21?
Usually the ones I've had were the $30 deluxe.
My biggest worry is that Catwoman, because she's got high heels.
Yeah.
That's why they give you the feet stands.
She ain't gonna stand worth a shit.
Unless they fake it with like a piece of clear plastic between the heel and the toe.
Not you
Her
don't have the
heels are
sheath
bent in just like she spawned. Her heels are bent in at the bottom.
Mm.
Yeah, it's those. He has a thing. Todd's got a thing for heels. And my God, if she spawned had normal feet, I would love that figure all to death. Now it's like it's a Bane to pose. Speaking of Bane,
Yeah, we're getting some of the Christopher Nolan trilogy stuff. These are going to be. I don't think that, and again, these were all up on a projector. I think these are going to be like, if you see them, it's going to depend on how well the faces are painted.
Yeah, on these early renders, you can't even see the joints.
Yeah.
They look like statues.
Like, I think between Mezco, like Hot Toys has been the only company really to nail the Heath Ledger likeness. So,
Play Arts
Furious.
Kai did a really good job, actually.
Mhm.
Can you zoom in or no?
Unfortunately, I don't think I can really zoom in much on these.
No-
just
no
the way
worries.
they have these formatted.
It's okay. I'm just curious.
But yeah, they're also rendered, so we're not going to get too good of a look. And then,
Okay.
yeah, what are these called? These are called,
Yeast.
retro articulated action figures. So these are kind of meant to look more like the superpowers, but they're going to have the modern articulation, which that's a smart move. I wish that the
No,
superpowers
they don't have the
stuff-
modern articulation,
Oh,
No, these
just-
are 5 POA.
Ow.
Thank you.
but they're taking modern characters now and putting them in this simplified version. Like they've got a Batman Who Laughs out now. There's a Nightwing in it. And okay, this is an anime I have no
yeah,
idea
and then he
about.
gets into Demon Slayer, but
It's gonna be a pass for me, dog. Gonna be a pass for me, dog.
My favorite part about McFarlane is I have no qualms about cherry picking from their line now.
I mean,
he has absolutely no gotta catch them all.
in this
Right.
in this economy, though.
I have skipped so many McFarlane this year.
But
I
the ones
missed,
I did buy now, I feel really happy about getting.
I do definitely want that Mr. Freeze. I really like the fact that his freeze ray has an effects piece. I hope that's not baked in. I hope you can actually remove it. I wish it had a hose too, but
Yeah, hopefully it's like Cyborgs where you can pull it out.
yeah. I did miss some Masters of the Universe stuff. I think we've briefly seen these before, but these are now up for pre-order. These are coming out in January 2023. We get a better look at the movie version of He-Man and Skeletor, and these are deluxe figures coming in at over $30. But soft goods capes, multiple accessories, paint,
and that's Mulfludrin. It's Mulfludrin.
Yeah, this isn't the best likeness to Dolph Lundgren.
God, that was more like Mark Singer than Dolph Lundgren.
I think they did that on purpose because they didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
He's got a belly button.
But Skeletor wasn't the actual guy's face. It was a mask.
So a lot of people are saying that they want to get this just to give this head to their 40th anniversary He-Man. I like
full pay for a good head.
I like the paint apps on this though. I like the dry brushing. I like the layers.
It doesn't look
I saw the 40th anniversary one, and it had a lot of paint on it. I was surprised.
Seriously, look up Mark Singer, the Beastmaster, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
All right.
I feel like it's a waste of time to release this and not pay for his likeness.
I never saw this.
You never saw this movie? Oh my god.
Don't know what they look like.
Oh god.
Sony was a jock.
Dave is right. He looks exactly.
Yeah.
What's the movie called?
The Beastmaster.
That was weird,
horrible
scary
movie.
That movie gave me the creeps when I was a little kid. Yes.
82.
That's the one that had the thing that like bat wings and then they wrapped around the people's body and then they were skeletons.
I think so. I just remember he had the two ferrets.
And then they had the person with the eyeball in the hand.
Yes.
All that stuff. I'm like thinking about it now. Why would somebody let me watch this?
Or was that Krull?
No, Krull
I
had the
watched so many
Cyclops.
of those movies.
Yeah, I think he was cursed. The Beastmaster was cursed, and they put the eyeball in his hand, and then he stabbed it. Because the women were blind, and they could only see out their hands or something like that.
Wow.
What was the name of the movie where this guy meets a woman who, like, ends up actually being a gargoyle, and they Tales from the Dark Side.
Yeah,
you remember
that? He runs in the dark. He runs into a gargoyle. The gargoyle says, "You have to promise never to tell about anyone about me." Yeah. No, Fright Night is when his neighbor Sarone's asking about Fright Night. Fright Night was when his neighbor ended up being a vampire, and at one point he takes a pencil and he stabs it in his hand. I remember that because that part gave me nightmares. And then the remake of Fright Night with Colin Farrell is an incredibly underrated movie, by the way. If you want a great movie for this Halloween, I absolutely recommend the Fright Night remake. It's got David Tennant in it, and he's hilarious.
All right, anything
Seriously,
else?
go watch that movie. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, just these extra pictures of Skeletor, like, yeah.
So the lady, Tanya Roberts from Beastmasters, she played a character on Teen Titans, which is wild. Anyway.
They had a whole bunch of stuff on Teen Titans that's insane. Teen Titans Go.
Yeah. Teen Titans Go. Yeah.
Beetlejuice. Cyborg transformed into a truck.
Oh, yeah.
The lights begin to shine.
I think everybody loves that episode.
It's a great. That whole series of episodes is great.
So we need a spoiler. Dave will buy it for this one.
No, that one actually
Nothing
came out.
changed.
I want to say this is a re-release.
I think it is, but it's done in the black and white motif.
No.
No.
This was the first one they ever released.
Oh, so this is the Walgreens.
It was the
one, isn't it?
Walgreens, yeah.
And Matt found me that one. I
Yeah,
want to
because
say
he still comes with these. Yeah.
Mine, the last time I looked at it, was in the wrong, stored up against the wrong figure, and the cape has like a big blue mark in the middle. But same figure, pins, and all that junk. It's a nice sculpt, and it comes with some nice accessories. I think my only problem is it didn't have boot swivel.
He looks like he's wearing basketball sneakers.
He kind of does.
Yeah, I like the shoes a lot. This outfit I really love in this color scheme. I didn't know who the hell Moon Knight was, but I'm like, I'm getting that figure.
All right,
That's a body right there that they don't use over and over again.
Yeah.
Boog asked when they was going to retire the Bucky cap because they said that. They're like, they're not. They just have opportunities where it might be able to be used, and they didn't give a good enough answer for me.
Do they ever?
You made a new body that's awesome. Just use that for everybody.
Yeah. Dang, I want to say.
But they did say that new.
Sorry, I'm going.
They said the new Cyclops. Are you about to talk about Cyclops too?
Oh, sorry, I'm shutting up.
the Cyclops isn't using the same body as his brother. That's what they claim.
Oh no, that new Cyclops is using. Yeah, I mean, it's got those legs with the freaking bands on them. That Cyclops is pissing me off because it's the Cyclops we should have freaking gotten.
Kev says, Zero, where the hell is my Steam Deck? I don't know, Kev. Serengeti says, I have a feeling that the window packaging of Marvel Legends will go up in price. Well, I mean, I think in general, any Hasbro product, if you sit on it, it's a good investment.
Lance says he hates Teen Titans Go.
Lance
kind
hates
of
a
A
lot
lot of
things.
people like to hate it.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
Lance really does hate a lot of things. Get
So
to know
my
him.
daughter watches a lot of shows that I hate, but Teen Titans Go is one of the ones I actually love.
Teen Titans Go had freaking Freakazoid in it. Okay.
It did.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice was in an episode.
The Night That Gets to Shine, it's a masterpiece. Like, it's just so good. It's just so good.
Not only did they get Freakazoid in there, they also got David Warner as the Loeb. It was his
Yes, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, Larkin
They
says,
did
"My
a whole
kids-
movie with
my kids
the original Teen Titans from early 2000.
Yes, they got addicted to like watching the old show, and they were pissed off that it didn't get a proper ending.
Anyone watching Teen Titans on HBO?
Oh, the live action one?
Yeah.
We tried watching it because they showed it on TBS, and my daughter likes Teen Titans. So I'm like, oh hey, they're doing a Titans live action show. Let's watch it. First 5 minutes, Raven's parents get shot in the head. I'm like, okay, maybe not.
I've heard Doom Patrol's the better show.
Yeah, like the first season or so of Titans was all right. I heard it's gotten better, but I haven't been keeping up with it.
F Batman.
So we're gonna
But
wrap up
announcement before I'm rude, like some people like to do. I got a dip. Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Right,
T. Well, we're gonna wrap the night up on some NECA stuff. We got two things to look at. I'm gonna get this one out of the way. We've known about this figure, Donnie as the Invisible Man. I'm not in on these as much as I'd like to be in on these Universal Monster Turtles. I can't commit to them.
This is probably the best of the Turtles, though.
I agree. It does really cool stuff. First and foremost, I mean, we'll go back to the accessories real quick. I love these hands and feet pieces.
Glow in the dark?
No, they're still
No,
visible. I
transparent.
mean, they're clear plastic.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's an invisible turtle.
I mean,
I-
yeah.
Really like this, the way that they've done this head sculpt with the goggles and everything, and then they also have the shell where it looks like he's got digesting pizza.
They're all beautifully done. It's just
Mm-hmm.
You got to be like a big Universal Monsters fan to,
Well,
or
it's not just it's so ultra niche. I mean, the sculpts are gorgeous. I've held them in my hands and I just keep putting them back on the shelf because I know I'll never do anything with them.
these would be great if if you wanted to do like a little display for Halloween to get all of them. I mean, and in honesty, like you can say that for any of the NECA horror figures, but yeah.
Did you see the comment Bandai Bleach figures? I don't know what he's talking about.
Let's see.
Ooh.
I have not seen those.
Now, are these Bandai US like those what do they call all access or whatever?
Yeah, or are they Figuarts?
Because if it's those weird all access, they're also like a weird scale. And T-Man, I know, hated their turtles.
But I mean, this is cool. I just So yeah, he says they're Bandai USA. So yeah, typically we don't pull those up too much. Occasionally we'll look at the Dragon Ball ones, but I'll take a peek. Maybe we'll have those on next week's docket. To wrap up the night, I think this is a figure I know Dave wants. If Matt was here, he'd be in on this, and we've been anticipating this figure for a little bit, and that is none other than the Predator from Prey. NECA revealed this during their 31 Nights of Fright. They're doing reveals like every day in October, and we get this teaser of the Predator from Prey. So we get a look at the figure in a very well photographed picture, the skull mask on, his accessories, and kind of a close up of that mask.
Did you guys watch it?
I've been trying to pin down a night to watch it. It's definitely on my list.
I've not heard a bad thing about it.
It's not bad at all, actually.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
why.
I love
I heard hate, and I thought it was pretty good. I mean, it's not the most.
I like the
It's
fact
very-
you can watch it in Comanche.
They don't they don't make the story long. They get it to the point and get it done, and
Yeah.
there's enough action and enough periods in between that you're not sitting there like getting diluted with action every second. But when it happens, it's pretty badass.
Yeah. You're saying you can switch the audio to Comanche?
There's supposed to
There's
be
subtitles that either show it in Comanche or you can have it in with an English subtitle.
But no, sorry. Were you saying that you can change the audio from English to Comanche?
Mm-hmm. With
That's cool. I
English
didn't know that.
subtitles.
I did
They
not know
did
that.
This was very good for, frankly, one of the things I'm hoping, and like the rumors are, people wanting it to, instead of doing Predator movies in space and that, but through other various periods of time. Like the biggest one everyone wants to have is Predator versus Samurai.
Yes.
I think that's the next one, isn't it?
Well,
There's some
everyone's
talks about it being.
wanting it to be. Let's put it that way. It hasn't been
okay.
confirmed, but like just taking this as the direction of Predator. I mean, there was a comic of them going up against pirates, but that'd be an awesome movie into itself. Or
Wasn't
against
Concrete
Samoan.
Jungle? Concrete Jungle took place in the Prohibition era, didn't it?
I never played the game.
I know it's got a big following, and then I know NECA's doing figures for that. But
Well, they did. Yeah, the Scarface is still one of the most
Yeah.
expensive figures because they never did an ultimate version of it, and they're making another one from Concrete Jungle.
Yeah.
But part of it did take place in the Prohibition era. Part of it did.
okay.
You gotta watch the movie. It's good.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm glad that they're getting this out in a timely fashion.
And I know it fights a bear. The predator fights a bear in this.
Now that I got to see. So
He doesn't
maybe,
fight a bear. He just kills a bear.
It's
It's
weird.
kind of like the bear didn't have a chance. Sorry, spoilers.
I mean, I wouldn't expect the bear to have a chance against the predator if you know.
But it's definitely worth the time, guys. If you can make it, watch it. It's not too terrible long. You know, definitely keep your interest.
I just have to pick a time where Lex and I, can sit down and watch it.
It's on my list, and so is the new Hellraiser.
Yeah.
I don't understand how these movies make money because it
So
comes out on Hulu.
they get the rights, and it's just a big piece of the pie. They have their carve out. They're like, we have X amount of paid subscribers. Here's our budget. And they just kind of say, because that's the thing is the reason why streaming works is like movie studios release a bunch of movies in a given year, and they kind of look at their total revenue stream. And I think that's how the streaming model works. Is they're like, okay, we have X amount of people going to the movies, paying, $13, $14, $15 a pop to go see our movie. The theater gets X amount of cut. What do we get at the end? They cut out the middleman being the theater, and the theater makes most of their money off of concessions anyway. Don't get me wrong. I prefer going to the theater versus watching a movie at home.
Not me.
It's split. I still prefer going. The reason I like going to the theater is there's no distractions.
I don't have any kids, so that's.
I don't have any kids, but I also know when we're at home, the whole time we're trying to watch a movie, this is going on.
Yeah.
And in the movie theater, it does not. And then
that's a good point.
I feel like when you go to a movie theater, it's treated more like an event,
Right.
and there's more of a spectacle. And it's like I have actually 3 very nice TVs. I have 2 OLEDs, and I have a pretty nice 4K in the living room or the family room.
Jeez. We only have one TV in my house.
We have.
I got a
8.
projector for super cheap. It was like $150, or not even. It was like $120. And that thing has changed my home movie experience because now I have a big screen. It was relatively cheap. I got nice sound, and I can pause it. I don't need to it's just much more comfort, but it's different when you have kids because it's harder to go to the movies when you have kids.
Do you have the Dr.
TVs.
Diecast chairs?
I don't have the Dr. Diecast chairs. He has a home theater. It's a baller home theater. A really nice theater.
With speakers in the ceiling?
It's got a projector and, recliners and everything. It works.
It's badass.
Coolness. Right?
Cool. Yep. Well, I'm sure we'll see more of this one, but outside of that, that's it for our news tonight. So this will go ahead and we'll wrap up here for T-Man 978. I'm sure he is playing Fortnite if he's not already fast asleep. So check him out, T-Man 978. If you can Google it, you can find him. Go do a round table. Dave, I know you're looking for views on your reviews. Where can folks find you at?
You can find me everything at Trustarscreamer, TRU. Here on YouTube, I got another review going up tomorrow for the classic Spider-Man right here. So if you want to know my thoughts of this 60th anniversary figure, it'll be up tomorrow morning for y'all. I've got Kyle Rayner's Green Lantern. I got RoboCop. I just put up the classic Lizard earlier this week. So feel free to check it out. The audio, I know my first couple ones are not the best, but I've gotten better. Really, I promise.
I know.
So
I'm
that's me.
watching.
And much like T-Man, if you don't know where to find TM reviews or you can't use Google, you should know. But Sony, any reviews you want to shout out that you got coming up?
Yes. I didn't even show this. I just got this.
Oh shit! Well, that looks bigger than I was
big.
expecting.
It's
Yeah.
huge.
That's what he said.
It changes from hot rod to Rodimus Prime. So I'm very excited to look at this. This was sent to me by Mr. G. Tony. It looks very cool.
How much is that?
It's expensive, $300 some.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be much smaller compared to like the other Unimetal pieces.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the price, I was like, nope, I'm out. But it looks very nice. I had to say that.
Looking forward to that one. And then Mike, so you've been working on videos. You're going to be. You said you'd have like a video for the chroming of the twins.
Yeah, yep. I'm gonna try to put something together. Taking a lot of the feedback that you guys have been giving me on it, and I'm ecstatic that that one I had just really throw together and the views I've gotten on it. So I'm learning, taking the advice.
Where are the videos?
Which videos?
The one you're talking about.
No, that's the one I'm working on next. But I'm trying to do the chroming, just stuff, and then I'll probably do an unboxing next week with some stuff that's going to come in, and
you have your Virtuous video up.
Yes.
Where?
It's on my my very fledgling what's it called, Junkion Crafts. I'll send you. I did send you the video.
You did.
So
on YouTube? What's the platform that you're on? That's all I'm asking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. I will look at it.
So
yeah, you are you're Junkie on Crafts and Builds on YouTube. So
okay.
Yeah.
I've been on vacation, so I'm like out of everything. Last week.
So yeah, check out Mike's channel here. You got Junkie on Crafts and Builds. So this if you've got next Transpots Virtuous and you got the shoulder replacements, he has a really good walkthrough how you can do that. Or if you just want to watch out of curiosity, like I did, cool little tutorial.
Oh, thanks.
So awesome. Well, that's gonna wrap us up for tonight. I want to thank everybody in the chat who hung out with us, chatted with us throughout the course of tonight's show. We love you guys, and we couldn't do it without you. As I mentioned, as we get out of October, I'm gonna have a new shirt design, and we'll be doing another giveaway. I'll have a cool item to give away alongside a shirt, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to check out our Teespring store, link in the description below. We got some of the best priced podcasting merch out there. It'll look good. Help out our channel doing it. And also be sure to check out the link to Alyssa Rain's GoFundMe, still in there. Want to help her get through her cancer battle. So that's going to do it for tonight. We'll see you all on the next one next Thursday here on the Figure Action YouTube channel, 9 o'clock Eastern time. We'll see you on that one, and have a good one.
Everyone.
Good night.